everyone. For those online, thanks for joining us. For those in the audience, be careful because we are online, so if you get out of control, it's going to be up on YouTube later. Right? So we're going to talk about email strategy. You guys from the same place? Okay. So IT, records management. All right, so we'll talk. Oh, come on in, plenty of seats left. Sorry for those joining online, you don't get snacks unless you're here in person. The snacks are over there, you can get them. So we're going to talk about a couple of things. Basically the net of it is we want to give you a little bit of advice on how proper email management can really be a win across the board, not just for storage or IT folks, but also to help you with sort of the compliance of your records management program and really sort of what are some things to think about. So just brief little presentation. I think you'll enjoy it. I hope you do. We'll see. Any doubt about the importance of email? Who here has a BlackBerry? One BlackBerry? Two BlackBerries? Three? Okay, one without. There you go. How many folks can go, the whole day without doing any email if they're at work? Anybody? Anybody had this happen purposefully or by accident? Anybody had this happen where they're sitting at their desk and the phone rings, you pick it up and someone says, "Did you get my email?" And they just sent it just now? So relative to the importance of email as being a real-time communication, in addition to instant messaging and other collaboration methods, email is a main information flow both in and out of your company. So it really gets you a couple different ways that I want to highlight. One is, a lot of confidential information is put back and forth through email, and it's not just internal to your company, right? It does go outside. The second is, number one discovered source for data is an email, right? So if you get involved in any litigation activities or preservation orders, email is always engaged at some point. So it's important from a risk standpoint as well as just a cost standpoint. So email strategy, what do you want to do, right? At the end of the day, there's a few different stakeholders you need to think about, and they all come at the problem from a different perspective. Any IT folks sitting here? No? I'll bet some online that know how to use the computer are using it. So when you think about sort of the IT stakeholders, and I spent a lot of years in IT, and I ran messaging systems, and I'll tell you that the IT perspective is, you can give these end users, and I didn't know when end users became a derogatory term, but somebody thought, I'm an end user is not a good thing, but, you give them a little bit of space, they'll take it. You give them a lot of space, they'll take it. You couldn't give enough space to people to put their email in. They'll just use it all in general. So from an IT standpoint, you go, how can I manage it? It's just an environment, scale, costs, backup problems, all those kind of things. They never go away. Now on the business side, you've got the opposite issue, which is I'm just trying to send an email, and I hit the send button, and it tells me my mailbox is full, and I can't send out messages till I clean up my junk. But I don't think it's junk. I think I'm just trying to run my business, right? Then you look from a legal standpoint, and it's like, and you've got all this stuff. What am I going to do from a discovery standpoint? Because when the mailbox got full, I put the files on my hard disk in a PST. I now have to do all this discovery out on the edge of the network. Or I have to, in a worst-case scenario, go after backup tapes to crack those from a discovery standpoint. And then from a records management standpoint, you say, where's the consistency in my policies around what I retain and what I destroy? And it's a double-edged sword. One is, retaining stuff when you don't want to, and the sometimes arbitrary way that things are destroyed. So a few different things that come to play. So I don't know what those bird calls are, so I'm sure we're all safe here. For those viewing remotely, we had a few thunderstorms come in, and now we're hearing some fun noises. So email strategy requirements. The net here is, they're all across the board, and they come from different sides. They come from the retention side. They come from the DR side. They come from the usefulness side in terms of can I actually get to my stuff. And really when you think about an email strategy, you've got to think about, all these stakeholders and what they're really trying to achieve and get to a solution that solves it for all those. So there's really two things to think about. One is, do you plan up front? And the second is, do you have a solution that can address a lot of these different components? And, you know, today you'll hear a lot of folks talk about, you know, if I have an email strategy, it's, am I doing email archiving? And it is a critical component, but it's not the only component. When you look at the archiving, first version of the archiving is, well, just let me get a place where it can be. A lot of the original SEC email archives were about, I won't even let the end users look at their messages. I'll just put it somewhere so a compliance person can look at it. The email archiving now is about not just having it for compliance purposes, but actually letting the people whose email it is look at it without having their mailbox all clogged up. Right. On top of that is discovery, right? So imagine, you know, you've got an email system and you can't find your emails, right? As strange as it seems, I mean, a lot of people spend a lot of time looking for emails when they know exactly what they want, but the emails aren't indexed, so you can't type in a key phrase to find them, or you're trying to look for emails in a discovery case across several different people or custodians, and it's just hard to do it. So when you think about the archiving, you know, the 1-2 is not just, do I have a persistent store, but do I have the access? And did everybody go to the opening session this morning? So when you think about some of the stuff around GARP, a lot of that is embodied in what you'll hear. So there's a lot there. On the security side, and this is really interesting when you think about security and continuity, is given that email travels in and out of your company, you know, you think about a lot of things, and folks decide, do I want to do it in-house? You know, Iron Mountain has a lot of, you know, services that they offer where you don't